Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you all so much for taking the time to support the channel. Phyrexia All Will Be One is here. In today's video, we have not only pack openings back on the menu, but we will be releasing our very first free-to-play deck of the set. No rares, no mythics included. This is an artisan build, only commons and uncommons included. This is really cool because we are utilizing a bunch of new cards, so we're still getting to play with the new mechanics. In today's build, it will be toxic or poison counters, along with Proliferate, which is really cool. We're using a Sultai creature-based list. In today's video, we'll break down that deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies held within, demonstrating this within our gameplay footage, and of course wrapping up with our final thoughts, deck review, pack opening, and maybe even talk about some upgrades that you could make for the deck if you had them. All right, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to help support myself as a creator, and let's take a look at the new deck. Here we are, Sultai Proliferate. So the Sultai is the color combination of blue, black, and green. If you're unfamiliar, this is a Phyrexian-based deck. So we're going to be using the Scheduled Courtyard here and choosing Phyrexian as our creature type. We have some dual lands here for consistency. They're coming in tapped, gaining life on the Hollows and Falls, and District can be sacked to draw, which is quite nice. And then, you know, there's a good balance of basics in here to keep us from playing too slow. With that being said, it is a very quick deck, 60 card standard, best of one with a 2.1 average mana value, right? So very, very quick. 22 creatures, 16 non-creatures, and 22 land to support the more aggressive curve that we're operating with. Oakley dokely. So first things first, toxic refers to the new mechanic in which your creature will deal combat damage to your opponent, and then if so, they will gain poison counters equal to that toxic number. So if it's toxic 1, whenever that creature deals damage, they're going to get 1 poison counter. Toxic 2, 2 poison counters, right? And then Proliferate will give us an additional counter of each kind that we are on control of. So we can actually proliferate our opponent's poison counters because we're the ones putting them on to our opponent, right? So that's the name of the game here. Your opponent gets 10 poison counters and they've lost the match. It's really a lot easier than you would think. So let's get right into it. The Bilious Skulldweller for 1 mana, 1 swamp or black source as a 1/1 with Death Touch and Toxic 1. So first and foremost, Toxic 1. Applying the poison counter. It's got Death Touch, so your opponent doesn't want to block with it. It's going to get in fairly consistently. And then, you know, if they are blocking with it, it's doubled as a removal spell, basically. We love it. And then moving on, we have the Voidwing Hybrid. This is a 2/1 for 1 blue or island and 1 swamp/black source. It's a toxic 1 creature with flying, and whenever you proliferate, return the Voidwing Hybrid from your graveyard to your hand. So this is removal magnet. You know, you're going to kind of offer this up to your opponent when they have counter magic open, any interaction really, and hopefully it eats it up. You know, it eats all the removal, it eats all the counter spells, as long as it doesn't get exiled, and you can bring it back. That's going to be the name of the game. And then we have the Tainted Observer for 3, 1 generic, 1 green, 1 blue, a 2/3 with flying and toxic 1. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. If you do, proliferate. So this is going to be really nice, really consistent for us to basically be proliferating every turn as we continue to play creatures, and those creatures should have toxic, so they're getting those poison counters out, and then we're proliferating them higher, which is quite nice. We have the Contagious Vorrac here for 3 as well. 2 generic, 1 green, a 3/3, and whenever it enters the battlefield, you may look at the top 4 cards of your library, revealing a land from among them, putting it into your hand. The rest go on the bottom of the library in random order, and then if you didn't, and you can decline this ability, you can actually just proliferate, which is really cool. So in a 3-color deck, it's fantastic to be able to just like look at the top 4, you know, grab the land that you need, and if not, we're proliferating. It's nice because, you know, played on the Tainted Observer, and now you're getting a double proliferate potentially, which is really cool. A few more creatures in the deck. We have 2 copies of the Thrummingbird. 1 generic, 1 blue, 2 mana in total, a 1/1 with flying, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. Absolutely. And then the Scheming Aspirant, a 1/3 for 2, 1 generic, 1 black. Whenever you proliferate, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This is phenomenal. What a fantastic card, as far as I'm concerned. It can trigger multiple times each turn. It is really helpful against the aggro decks to mitigate any damage they're doing through the life gain. And now it gives you an alternative win con. You don't need the poison counters, which you'll get anyways, but you could just drain your opponent, which is pretty cool here, right? And so that's what we have in the deck for creatures. We have a ton of interaction here as well. 2 copies of Undying Malice, instant speed for 1 swamp or black source. Until the end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. That's pretty cool to protect our goodies. The Observer, the Scheming Aspirant, and then, you know, it's going to have a +1/+1 counter. So when we start proliferating after, it's going to get bigger. It's going to get badder. Similar notion here through Gaea's Gift for 2 instant speed, 1 generic, 1 green. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible until the end of turn. And again, that counter stays along, and then when we proliferate, it goes up. Drown in Ichor for 2 sorcery speed. Target creature gets -4/-4 until the end of turn. Proliferate. The Serum Snare for 2 instant speed. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If that permanent had mana value 3 or less, proliferate. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This can actually be used both offensively and defensively, offsetting one of your opponent's attackers, or, you know, if they're going to remove something of yours, like the Observer, like the Aspirant, or anything really other than the Voidwing Hybrid, bounce it back to your hand, proliferate, and replay it. And then you're replaying it hopefully on top of the Observer for even more proliferates. Fantastic. We have the Prologue to Phyresis for 2 instant speed. Each opponent gets a poison counter. You draw a card. And the Experimental Augury also for 2 instant speed. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. And proliferate. You can just proliferate all day with this deck. And then finally, Vraska's Fall for 3 instant speed. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and gets a poison counter. So the Fall and the Phyresis will just directly apply poison counters. Everything else is proliferating, which works really good with the deck. That is the entirety of the build. It's very easy to play. You know, it's fairly consistent. It's not relying on one individual thing. You know, you have life gain, you have removal, you have protection, you have recursion, you have creatures to clog up the field and slow things down, and you're applying poison counters, which is just going to win you the game right away, which is really cool. Even if things do get clogged up too much, right? You can always just proliferate your way into victory. So with that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so yet. We're going to play some games, and then we're going to tear into a pack and talk about some potential upgrades for the deck if you're interested. Thanks for watching. Let's go! Our opponent's going first. We're just going to keep this and play slow. Birds and bears. This may just be countered. New. Proliferating on nothing, which is alright. I don't think we need the 4th land. I think we'll get it organically. We might as well go for it, since we aren't getting the poison counter this turn. Swamp would be cool. We already have 2 islands, so let's just take a second green source. La Puppet. Let's attack. Proliferate on nothing. I just want rid of it. They might protect it. Nope. Dump the Thrummingbird. Not having 2 black sources is definitely slowing us down. It's not the worst, but we're noticing it. Okay. I do like this. This is one of our main engines. Never mind. Ah, a little Death Touch never hurt anyone, did it? Let's keep smashing. Two cards left for them. Okay. We're going to take our first toxic counter here. Oh, a drown. Not taking the Thrummingbird, making a 3/3. Just take our 1 damage. There's nothing to proliferate here. Yet. They're going to try to remove that, though. Or I'm just going to block something. Hopefully it lands. Might not. They could have removal on the stack. Looks like we get it. Alright, we attack. Poison counter first. And then we can start doing this Experimental Augury. I want to showcase this off a little bit. Right, now we can gain some life. We could proliferate even harder with that other Thrummingbird, but the Scheming Aspirant I find to be fantastic. Alright, we lose a land, it's fine, don't care. Let's grab a swamp. I guess we only have 1 blue source, that might hurt us. It's fine. There's no double blue in the deck. Alright, I mean, that's a nice little dig. Do they find removal? At least they take the Voidwing, which we can grab with the Thrummingbird immediately back. I'll tell you what, I appreciate that. We decline and proliferate. That brings the Voidwing back. We deal 2 damage, gain 2 life. Recast. And then this is actually going to deal 3 damage because of the Scheming Aspirant. Again, gaining us 2 more life. Drawing, it puts us up to 5 as well. Drawing again, nice. Good game. Looks like we get it. Going first, I'm just looking for our 3rd land in general. If it's a black source, great. We can draw, twice for it. But we're just going to top deck a swamp right off the top, Untapped black source. Yeah, we did our best. Counter spells, I hate you. Not walking into a counter spell. I'd rather prologue you. Right? And now if they counter this, they're, you know, they're going to be tapped. For the most part, I think. I hope. No. They're definitely going to kill this. But what do you do? Oh, it's even a cut down. That's brutal. It was even a cut down. That's brutal. They're tapping main phase for land. Also looking for our 5th land here. I think. Yeah. More removal. Nice. They will run out at some point. They have 4 mana up. They're looking for their 5th here. This can dodge, make disappear, and then if they counter the Voidwing, we'll just get it back. I'm assuming there's a counterspell on the wing and then removal on the Aspirant on their upkeep. Or main phase, whatever. I mean, it's a fairly decent card to remove. There's the counterspell. As anticipated, it's a nice way to eat it up, right? Because we can, you know, retain access to that card, I suppose. That's a really nice card. Drawing 2 for 1. 3 for 1? 2 for 1. More removal. Love to see it. Replaying our Voidwing with protection. I mean, this could be countered, I don't know. Yeah, let's grab that Dweller. Give them a poison counter. Grab our Voidwing back. And then just slam that again. And I guess we can actually play this Skulldweller because we're just, you know, we can get it back with more Proliferate. There's no need to protect it. This is a better counter, I guess. Your 3rd cut down. A Serum Snare, which is actually pretty good. Get proliferated. Up to 4. They have 5 cards in hand. 5 land in play. 14 life. 2 poison counters. Token creating land in play through Mirrex. Actually, Mirrex is the one that... no, that's the Might one, yeah. Swing for 1. Maybe. Hybrid in play. Secondary hybrid in play. Counterspell on the second. Just a draw, so no counter yet. We're up to 5. Ending turn. They don't remove our creatures. We do have an advantage here. We're applying 3 poisons per turn. And we have 2 additional in hand. Sacrifice the Voidwing. You gotta be kidding me. Let's hit for 3. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Our best bet is this holding onto this gift for as long as we can. That puts them to 5. You know, we're not too far off. They're also down to 8 life. No, I don't think you will. And then if they're going to recast on it, I'll bounce it for my own Proliferate. When they're tapped out. And then we get our other bird back. It's our end phase though, so we're not going to get to play them. We're each at 6 poisons. They've got 3 cards in hand, as do I. They draw 2 more. Up to 4. You know, the net gain is 1. It was a card they cast to draw 2, right? 3 cards in hand, Mirac's in play. 8 life, 6 poison counters. We also have 6 poison counters and 21 life. Just testing the waters. You know, they're with their back against the wall. I think we'll see a counterspell at any point. Hopefully it's not a Proliferate counterspell. Take 2. There it is. Okay. Let's hit for 1. 7th poison counter out. Scheming Aspirant's in play. Doesn't really do much. It blocks the might. Another counterspell? No way. You're wild. You've gone wild. Okay, here's the might. We can block it. I think. Oh, proliferating us to 7. I do not like this. Eight, 9, 10. Don't you dare. If they do it, I'm gonna freak out. This is such a close match. They could finish it right here. Double Proliferate. Nope, that's not one. We have to block it, because they could have that last one in hand. They could have that last one in hand. If they didn't, we could hit for lethal, but if they did, we would have lost. Counterspell? It's just removal, right? Yes. I can block it, though. Close match. We each have 8 poison counters. They've got 2 cards in their hand, which probably wins the game. Interesting. Drawing. Okay, that's not it. Neither's that. This grabs the 2 Voidwings back. Did they make their move? They've got a double Proliferate. What's going on? There's the counterspell. It can't block anyways. But it was the Proliferate that gave us lethal. That's their 4th Bring the Ending. It's a Serum Snare. And Etiquette on the wrong one. Oh no. That takes them to 9. It was a good game regardless. A land. We get it. I don't think it would have made much of a difference. We're still good to block and hit for another because their Numeric's token can't block. Alright, we're going first. We're going to keep 7. Worst case scenario, we draw for the 3rd land. But I think we should get it organically. Phyrexian. And yeah, it does look like we'll be doing this at instant speed. It's tapped, but whatever. That's one of the things with this deck is it's a 3-color deck, so the mana consistency is important, and because of that, it can be a little bit slow. Removal? Question mark? Question mark? I will block this. Yeah, I mean, I'd love the poison counter, but we can just grab it here, right? I think we push in the flyer. So if they don't tap a citizen, we can block. Well, maybe not. It could just be an emperor. We cannot block. And they're gonna... no tap. Grab the land. We have to pay 7 for this? Well, I guess let's start grabbing those lands. We have nothing to proliferate, so we're declining this. This is our 6th land. At least the ability's still there, but we need to get that poison counter out. And I guess we're just going to do it with the fall. Okay. We can always Malice, too. I don't mind that. And then that's going to provide a +1 counter for the proliferates, too. Alright, let's give him a poison counter. Take our draw. Let's attack, try and force a double block. Nope. Alright. They could have, I don't know, flicker effects on them both. Let's just take it. Double proliferate next turn. Plus we're at 7 the turn after. The Venser is good. But they need, like, it needs supporting cards, and I don't think they have a lot. We don't have a lot either, but what we have is enough. So we're declining. Submit 2. Then auto pay 2, submit 2 again. And then blast it. Submit 2 again. Hit for 7, which is massive. They also have 5 poison counters. Gaining life. They need to wipe the field, I guess. Another ransom. Which don't think matters too much. They do get a draw. We hit for 10. I guess one of the downsides to ransom is your opponent can just kind of pay for it. Looks like lethal in the air. Good game. Alright, we're going to go first here. Keep the hand and just roll dirty. They're in tapped. And then we'll just follow suit here. We got our first poison counter out, which is always nice. Ooh. I think we just take it. Well, there's no protection. We proliferate. Land in tapped. Here's the third poison counter. They have 3 land. I will attack first. Gift is not active. We haven't played a land for the turn, so here it is. Let's grab a green source. That unlocks Gaea's gift. Gaining life. Forced out. Plague Nurse. I actually don't mind that card. Pretty cool. We have them at 4. This would be 5, 6, 7. Let's just hold up Undying Malice as protection. And I would love to take the Plague Nurse out. 5 counters. Slaughter Singer. I do enjoy. Non-legendary that you can stack. There you have it. Toxic 2 on these bad boys. And they get plussed up. We're going to double block. That's fine. Taking 4, Toxic 2. It's Phyrexian, always on the land. Let's Prologue, see what we get. Just more land. Hoping for a creature. I think we'll block with the Vorrac. Doesn't have Toxic, so no need. Takes them to 8. They're all instant speed, so let's end turn here. We're only at 2. It's crazy how you can win the game so fast with these poison counters. Pretty ridiculous. Three cards left in their hand. Again, it's, you know, not really about their life total anymore. It's about the poison counters. And this is pretty cool because this is going to be our missing Proliferate. Undying Malice here. Decline, and then submit 2. We don't even have to cast. We get it with the Tainted Observer trigger. Alright, opponent's going first. I'm going to keep the land and just roll out slow. Looking for a blue source. You can probably find that with Vorrac. Scheming Aspirant in play. Just gets removed. Right? Haha! You've done it. Can we get a blue source off the top? No. We will play this again, though, and protect it with Undying Malice. Prologue out. We get our first poison counter. They draw a card. Interesting. Skulldweller out. For 1. I need a 4th land. I refuse to put down the Malice. Mind Splice Apparatus grabs an oil counter, reduces the cost of their instant and sorcery spells. Augury for 1. Cool. Reducing it by 2 now. Really? That's brutal. Alright, let's get our first poison counter out, I guess. Let's take the scheming. Just bring it back. For 1, we grab our first toxic counter. Maybe. Alright, they're drawing. We're up to 4 poison counters. Thank you. Alright, let's swing in. Tainted Observer. Counterspell Proliferate. We're up to 5. A second Mind Splice, LOL. Reducing instants and sorceries by 6. That's hilarious. Phyrexian. Let's Proliferate. Another counterspell, wow. We smash. We pass. Let's actually do this now in case it's a counterspell. Let's grab our Prologue, I guess, yep. 2 life, 2 damage. Draw 3 cards and Proliferate. Wow. That's wild. Draw 2 cards and we get a poison counter. Look at them go. No way. Are you serious? I think we're dead. They only have to do it twice. They've got all the cards in the world. We go to 9 and then they take us to 10. What a legend. What an absolute legend. That was a wild, wild string. There's no way they don't have it. Okay, our opponent is going first. That's okay. Ooh, Crawling Chorus. I like it. Get that blue source in. Activating our black as well. I think we're straight in with Thrummingbird. We are going to Toxic Town. We already have 1 counter, which is not good. And we lose our bird with a Proliferate. And we're up to 4. Nice. I imagine this is removed as well. And we are up to 7. There you go. That's wild. That's game, actually. Woof. Alrighty then. Sultai Proliferate is pretty neat. I think the toxic counters or the poison counters alongside the Proliferate was a very bold move of Wizards to do in the same set. They work very, very well together. I think that there are, you know, a myriad of versions of this deck within each of the different color bases that will kind of all play the same, you know? Accumulate 10 poison counters, win the game, let's go. Easy peasy and lemon squeezy. So this set is phenomenal for the budget players. The free-to-play or, you know, commons and uncommons are really quite powerful in the build, and the mechanics that they support are incredibly powerful as well. Let's talk about some upgrades to the deck. Of course, I don't recommend that you go ahead and spend wildcards on these. Just wait, you know, build meta decks as they come. The free-to-play builds are to help you complete your quests, you know, keep the game fresh and interesting, trying something new every couple days, and, you know, stuff like that, right? So, but if you had them, if you know, got these cards in your packs, definitely lace them in. You can, you know, upgrade the land base as well, or just play it in artisan events. You have the Corpse Puppet. This is phenomenal. It's got Toxic. It's triggering whenever you proliferate, either making it 3/3 or giving something flying and lifelink. The Bloated Contaminator, again, you know, crazy base stats and proliferating whenever it deals damage, which is crazy. And then the Inquiry Dominus, double proliferate. It's goofy. This card is crazy cool. So that's kind of, you know, my quick take as to what we could put in the deck. Let's get into our beloved pack opening now. It's been a while since we've done it. You know, it has been a while. So this is our very first pack. I'm excited. Let's see what we get. It's Glory Dominus, right? Oh, remember the Slit HCG. Here we go. Here we go. Ruining all the cards just as we get into the pack. Get out of here. All right, so we go to Kato, art card. Hopefully we pull a Kato Planeswalker. I like the double activation on Kato. I think that's... What? Oh, they did it. They're backwards. What? I'm so confused. Why are these cards backwards? The cards have come in reverse order. So Kato was like this, chat. I open the pack. Kato's like this. And we would go like that, right? But this is the back card now. So we have to then flip it forward, which you would think, okay, that's fine. But then it is now then actually in reverse order, because here's our holographic. Experimental Augury in holographic. Which means there's going to be a rare underneath, which means we've got to go from the back. An island. These cards are backwards. Sinew Dancer. I wonder if the whole box is like that. The Atrocity. Gladiator. The Furnace. Yeah, a lot of cards we don't care about. The Snare. That's pretty good. With the Augury in the same pack. The Necro Titan. Infectious Bite. From the back. Feed the Infection. Rustvine Cultivator. Alt Art. The Eternal Wanderer for 6 mana. And then the Augury. So I seen the Wanderer and I was like, oh, these cards are backwards. What's going on here? So that's very interesting. Are your packs backwards or is it just mine? I wonder if it's the whole box or just this pack. The Eternal Wanderer is a good find, though. I'm okay with this. 6 mana, 5 starting loyalty. No more than one creature can attack the Wanderer each combat, which is cool. And then you just remove that creature as it's attacking at instant speed. Creating for 0 a 2/2 with double strike. +1 is exiling target artifact or creature, returning that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of that player's next end step. And then -4 for each player. Choose a creature that player controls. And then each player sacrifices all creatures they control that were not chosen this way, which is pretty cool. First pack, nice pick. We love the Planeswalkers. Stay tuned for more deck videos and pack opening. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel out to your communities, and maybe even become a YouTube member for access to that Sunday members exclusive stream. Alrighty, so thanks again. We'll see you soon in the next. Take care.